This is a quick video that I wanted to make because I've reached a turning point in my life. You may notice, where's the couch gone, Mike? Where's it gone? It's went to a magical land called my new house. And I wanted to make a video about this just very quickly. I actually have about 10 minutes and that's about it. And the reason I want to do it is because I've been making videos from this room for like, I don't know how long, 5-6 years, something like that. And it felt only right to do a last video here. And I also wanted to talk about my sort of thoughts about like moving on and changes in your life and things like that. So yeah, I've got a new place. I'm moving there. I've already moved a lot of my stuff out, and I'm moving in with my fiance. We're getting married next August, which is awesome. Really looking forward to that. But it comes with a great deal of sadness, and I think looking online, a lot of people feel the same thing. Now, some people when they leave home, this is my family home, right? So I'm leaving my mother and father behind, and that sounds like I'm never going to be here. I'm going to be here, but I'm leaving home, and I've left it quite late. You know, I'm 33, which is, you know, a lot of people leave home when they're like 18. They go to college, or maybe they do it in their early 20s. They go move in with a roommate. I always thought that would be me, but life has a strange way of surprising us, and I never had those moments where that happened. And I think eventually what happened is I got to the point where I just ended up loving being here so much that I stayed. And also, you know, my father's disabled as well, so I felt like I feel kind of like I'm betraying them a little bit by leaving, because I know it's going to be harder for them now that I'm not here as much. But when I started this channel, and I'm going to be jumping around a lot in this, I know my brain's fried at the moment. When I started this channel, I started it to talk about things that were going on in my life, and I didn't know if anyone would watch. It wasn't really about that. It was just about talking about things that were happening as sort of self-therapy. And they were like, you can look through my channel videos and you'll see like little moments in my life that were important to me, crossroads, things like that, and I talk about them. And this is another one. In fact, this is one of the biggest ones, because you know, some people can't wait to leave home because they maybe feel they really want their own space, or they feel that they really just, maybe they don't even get on with their parents, or you know, some stuff like that. So, but for me, like living here, growing up here, I've spent like my entire life in the one house, 33 years in the one house. I've been outside the house, but 33 years living from the one place. I went travelling a little bit in my mid-20s, but I knew I was coming back, so I only was away for like a month, something like that. So I say travelling, like I was away for years. I was away for like a month, 4 or 5 weeks, and that's like the longest I've been away from here. And unlike a lot of people who maybe just want to move out and they want to move on, I've loved living here. My parents are brilliant people. They've always supported everything that I've done, and they've made living here like an amazing experience for me and for my friends as well. This was like the hub where people would come to just hang out and play, and you know, all from when we were kids excuse me, right up to when we were teenagers in our 20s. And now, like, loads of my friends have moved away from this area. Some of them live like in other countries, but when they come back and visit, they always come back here. And my mum and dad almost have been like sort of like a second set of parents for all of them. Maybe sometimes we find it difficult to talk to our own parents about things, so they would sometimes talk to my parents about them, and you know, my mum and dad would always be really eager to help and be willing to listen, and they're just amazing people. I can't I'm so lucky with that. So I've also been given all the space that I need as well. So I think that as well, like, I didn't feel like I really needed to go and get my own space. But yeah, so I've been in the place that I'm in. I'm not going to give the address obviously, but it's a suburb in Glasgow called Kings Park, and it's just been like a magical place to grow up. It's been a place that I've adored I've had bad times here as well as good times, but there has always been a sense of adventure to it. For me, if any of you read my short stories, you'll know that I sort of talk about this place, and a lot of those stories take place in parts of Kings Park and the surrounding area. There's just always been something magical about it, and funnily enough, one of my friends who doesn't come from here but would visit here when he was younger, he said that to me the other night. He said, in fact, you may know him, Chris, that we do the Rabelcast with. Um, he said that it wasn't in my head that there was actually something special about here, that it wasn't just that I'd grown up here and nostalgia and all that. He said there's something in the air. You know, he said when we do a Rabelcast podcast and we walk out at like 1 o'clock in the morning into the street, we both go like as if we're just drinking it in, drinking the place in. So I can't really explain it. I can't, you know, I'm not I don't like Flights of Fancy as much as I used to. But it certainly feels as if there's something here. But obviously I've grown up here, so a lot of people will feel that way about their home. And you know, I feel that way about here. I feel like it's ingrained in me, it's part of me. I'm moving to this lovely place called Uddingston. It's not that far out of Glasgow. I can jump in the motorway in a car and I'm there in 15 minutes from here, right? So it's not far. But I can't walk to mum and dad's. I can't walk around all the areas that I've grown up and had all these great experiences. So there's a sadness, you know, like I'm really excited about going to the new place and being with my fiance. She's a fantastic woman, but there's still a tremendous sadness about leaving, you know, and it's hard. The last 2 weeks, a hedge made me cry. I looked out you bet you didn't expect me to say that. I looked out my window into the garden that I've played in my entire life and looked at the hedge and had some memory of being a kid and climbing about in that garden, and I just started to cry. I just felt really terrible, and that would be my advice though to anyone is allow yourself to be sad about change. Not many people totally and utterly embrace change. It makes us feel uncertain about the future. It makes us feel like we're grieving, like something's been lost. And I suppose in some ways it has, but not really. You have the memories, you have all of that, but you don't hold it all up inside, you know. Like I hate all this macho nonsense, like a man can't cry and all that sort of nonsense. So like I think you should show your feelings. If you really, really feel that badly about it, let yourself be that way. Just don't let yourself be like that forever, you know. Like I'm going there tonight and I'm going to be sad about leaving, but I have to make that place a great place. My parents made this house a great place for everyone, and I need to do the same, and I need to be positive and focus on that. And that's what I would say to people is let yourself be sad, but just let it wash over you, you know, just let it all out, and it will hit you at different times, you know, it will. And that can be for any change. And also, I mean, just remember as well, people tell you what to do. People, I mean, I've had people for a long time tell me, you should have moved out by now, Mike, what are you doing? And I've always said the same thing, look, my life's different from yours. It's taken many twists and turns along the way. Some amazing things have happened, some terrible things have happened, and this is the way my life has been. And I have chosen it to be like this. So if there's any downside to it, you know, I have myself to blame for that, but the upsides of it, you have everyone around me to thank for that. But your life is your own individual journey. It's your own individual journey. If you're 40 and you're still living at home and you feel at ease doing that, and that's where you feel like you're being honest with yourself, and that's where you got to be, and that's truly where you belong, then who cares what other people say? It doesn't matter. But don't not move out because you're afraid to move out. You know, that's not healthy, but just do what you want to do. And you might get people that stigmatise being a bit older and living at home, but in the end it's all about being happy and trodding your own path, and no one is standing in your shoes, so you've got to choose what you're doing. And the time has come for me to choose what I'm doing and move on, and go and get a house with my fiance and just make that as good a place and as magical a place as Kings Park has been for me through all the people that I've known throughout the years, and especially my family, mum, my dad. And look, I'm lucky because I'm going to be back here in a few days because I've still got tons of stuff to move out, and I'm going to be here like twice a week to help mum and dad. So it's, you know, there are a lot of people who they're moving and their parents are selling the house, or God forbid their parents have died and they've got to get rid of the house, and so there are people in much worse situations than me. But yeah, I think what I would say is this, and this sort of took me by surprise the other day. I did ask my dad, I said to my dad, is Kings Park your home? And he said, it's my home as far as bringing you and your brother up and being with your mum, and it's been the home for that. But he said, I'm from Maryhill, which is another area in Glasgow. He said, I'm a boy from Maryhill, and I'll always will be that, and I'm grateful for that. And I've come to Kings Park and I've set up a brilliant life, but Maryhill will always be my home. That's the place that's fundamentally part of me. And I think Kings Park will always be that for me. It's fundamentally part of me. I read a thing that Rod Serling, the creator of the Twilight Zone, said was every person needs somewhere to hang their hat. And for him, it was a town that he left when he was 18, but he would go back every year just to see it because it was an integral part of him. And I think I'll feel that way about here. But I also have to not dwell on that enough, or I'll always feel like I've got to move back here. And when you're in a relationship, that's not really fair because you've got two people to care about, you've got two people that you've got to suit rather than just yourself. And so it's good and it's sad. And I wanted to make this video to say to myself, if I watch this like years down the road, and I'm going to cry in a minute, that I've been so lucky, and this place has been absolutely amazing. And I am going to cry now, so if any of you have any thoughts about this, if you've moved on and what you felt when you were moving away, and it might be a very different story from mine, it might be exactly the same, you might still feel that way, I don't know, but just I just wanted to have this as a statement of record for me to look back on in years to come. And if anyone else is feeling this way and years later watch this video, it's good that you're moving, it's exciting, and it's good that you're sad, because that means you've been lucky enough to be somewhere that was brilliant, that meant something to you. And there are people all around the world who don't have that, they never have that. And so if you're sad to leave home, you're sad to leave a location, you're sad to leave a job with friends, you're sad to leave college or university or school, whatever it is, that sadness is good, because it shows that you've had that meaning and connection in your life. But boldly on to other new adventures and horizons, and that's all I wanted to say. So hope you're all doing well, and the next time I make a video I'm going to be in a different place. I'll probably make some videos, and then a few weeks down the line I'll make a video about how I feel in the new place and all that stuff. So this is almost like one half of a two-parter. But yeah, Kings Park's been amazing, fantastic, but here's to the future and what it will hold. Bye for now.